Jodie Osofsky here. I am speaking with Laura today. We're just going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the local market and answer some questions. So I hope this is helpful to some of you out there as well. Okay, Laura, take it away.
Thanks, Jody, for having me today. So I just want to know some questions about the real estate market in our area. So first of all, what homes are hot and what's kind of driving that?
So, you know, that's a loaded question. So I'm going to speak specifically to Salt Lake County today. That will probably make things a little bit easier. There's some different pockets that are quite hot in the Wasatch Front. One of those being the Lehigh area, in particular, which is just outside of Salt Lake County and Utah County, right around the corner of the mountain. Um, it is growing immensely. That's what they're referring to as the Silicon Slopes area. So there's a lot of tech companies coming in. Adobe's adding a new building. Facebook is adding a huge building in Eagle Mountain, a neighboring community to Lehigh. So the growth and the increase in price point and everything that we've seen in that area is off the charts. So kind of an anomaly. So that's why I want to take it out of our statistics that we're going to talk about today. In general, Salt Lake County is very active under 400,000. When you get above that point, it has slowed a bit. And I tend to think that interest rates going up recently have affected that just a bit. And I don't know that that's a bad thing. I don't want people to think like Chicken Little, the sky is falling. I think that we need to dial it back a little bit. Also, there's a lack of inventory. So there's not as many places for people to move to. So it tends to slow that whole pipeline down. There are not enough homes on the market under 300,000 in Salt Lake for sure. And that's not just single family, we're talking townhome and condo as well. They are very far and few between. But livable is huge with buyers. Move-in condition, not pet odor and decent carpet and some updates. Those go a long way with buyers right now. They don't want to necessarily move in and do a bunch of work to a home. They're already what they feel like paying a premium as it is. So that would be my general answer.
Yeah, so you kind of touched on it, but are those the homes that aren't selling? What do you see as homes that aren't selling in the area?
So anytime you get a strong seller's market, you get those sellers that want to push the envelope and think that their home is worth $1 million because there's no homes for sale. So you get unrealistic sellers, and those homes don't sell. If you are priced just a little bit high, the market will show and tell you that very quickly. If you're priced right, you will get a ton of showings, and we're talking under 400,000 in that range. You will get, I'd say, at least 10 showings in the first couple of days and a few offers, as long as you are priced right. Sometimes sellers seem to think that that's underpriced. It is not. It is priced correctly. The overpriced properties will sit for a minute. The smelly properties will sit for a minute. And the homes that need immediate updates will sit for a minute as well, unless they're a bit of a bargain.
Interesting. So by immediate updates, do you mean like roofs, kind of more of the bare bones type stuff?
Flooring, I don't want to say a totally brand new kitchen, but at least a decently functional kitchen is big. Flooring seems to be a really big thing with buyers, and roof and furnace and AC.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What are you seeing as like the median sales price right now?
Okay, so I pulled stats knowing that we were talking today. The median price point in Salt Lake County for single family townhome and condo in the last 90 days is $320,000. The average is $367,000. So that does show you that some of the higher end homes do sell and they are moving, but the fact that the median and the average are that close tells you that it is that lower under $400,000 price point that moves the most.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have any good stories of homes that have sold over asking price right now? I'm sure you do in your market.
Good stories. So when you get a listing that, I had one recently in Tooele County that we had 8 offers in the first day. It, it was nuts. Buyers were just throwing money at us, is what it felt like. It was very difficult for my sellers to discern between the offers and try and pick their best buyer. And ultimately, the appraisal came in low because buyers were throwing us offers 18,000 above our list price, and the comp just didn't support it. So, we had to adjust and come back to reality. The buyers did pay slightly above list price or above appraisal, sorry, for the property. They paid additional cash out of pocket to keep the deal together. That's what I'm seeing buyers do, is they are willing to make their offer not contingent upon appraisal, and they're willing to bring cash out of pocket to put the deal together. I've seen up to $10,000 out of pocket for buyers lately. So,
Wow, some good stories.
yeah.
So if anybody is watching and wants to figure out the value of their home, where should they go? Should they go to Zillow? How should they go about that?
So some have heard my rant about the accuracy of Zillow. So in Utah, we are a non-disclosure state by practice. And so Zillow is not a realtor and they are not appraisers. So they do not get our sold data. That is reserved for the licensed professionals in our state. So when you do a Zestimate or something that is powered by Zillow's algorithms, it is not going to be very accurate. It's all based on public data. So it's going to be active properties on the MLS and tax data, which doesn't give them the important part to create the whole picture. So you do need a professional to evaluate it. Sometimes it can give you a good ballpark idea to start with, but it's arguable whether it's accurate or not. And it can be high and it can be low. So there's no way to assume it's either high or low based on that. The best way is to call me, because that is something that I am happy to do for my clients and friends as a courtesy.
Awesome. So thanks for all this information today. If anybody has any questions, how can they reach you?
Best way to reach me is to call or text me at 801-598-7091, or you can always email me at Jodie, Jodie, at alwayscalljodie.com. Or you can reach out to me on social media. I'm on there a fair amount.
Thanks so much, Jody, for all the information today. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Laura. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Yeah.